Hi, Carmen Bunde with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, Ambassador Real Estate. So recently I put together a helpful note card for my buyers to be able to take notes of the different houses that they take a look at. And I realized that this could be something very helpful for sellers to know, to keep on top of as they're maintaining their home, even if you're not ready to sell anytime soon. These are things that down the road will be important to buyers, and so why not do them for yourself? So the first one is the curb appeal. What does the house look like as soon as you pull up? Are there really overgrown shrubs or trees that are blocking natural light? You're going to want to take care of those. How does the mulch look? Are there attractive plants? As you approach spring, that's a great thing to start working on. The second one is the first breath inside. When you step in the front door, which is where buyers will come in first, what does it feel like when they first walk in? Is there natural light? Is it fresh? Are the colors coordinating and light? How's the flow feel? There are some things that you can do with that. Paint can make a big difference on that. Certainly the lighting. A lot of people don't pay attention to their light bulbs, and there's so many different options now. I would definitely take the time to change out your light bulbs and make sure that you have really bright lights in the task lighting areas of, say, the kitchen, especially under cabinet, and maybe some warmer, softer lights in some other areas so that it can feel cozy. So all of those things impact that first breath when they walk in the house. The third one is layout. Now that's not anything that you can do a lot about, but if you walk in and the layout of your furnishings create a blockage to the flow through the house, not only will that feel uncomfortable for buyers, it could really change how you flow through your house. So you might take a look at changing that up. We had our furniture at our last house in the same format for, 12 years, 15 years. And then we decided to redo some elements, and our designer came in and she said, let's do this differently. You've got this too far apart. It's on a funny angle. And it dramatically changed our living room. We couldn't believe it. But you just get used to the way things are. And so revisiting the layout of your furniture can make a big difference on how it feels when you go through the home. The fourth one is the kitchen. So if your kitchen isn't fresh and fancy, and if you can't afford to make it fresh and fancy right now, make it sparkle. Make sure the windows are clean, the appliances, the sink, make sure the faucet runs well, that there's no dripping. Scrub the inside of your fridge, your freezer, your oven. All of these things can be just as helpful for you as they can be for a future buyer. And with the new year, it's great to scrub away the old and bring in some fresh. So deep cleaning makes a big difference. And get down on your knees and actually really take maybe a magic eraser or heavy duty rag and really scrub in the kitchen around all the trim and all those things, the backsplash. There are things that we don't notice all the time and we just kind of sweep it, it's fine. But when you do that, it feels so good and it just feels so much fresher, regardless of the fresh and fancy level of the kitchen. So that's on the inside. On the outside, I do remind buyers that it's important to walk around the outside. We're always looking for drainage factors. So are all of your downspouts running away from the house 2 or 3 feet? Because water flow away from the house is the number one thing that we're looking for to help prevent water in the basement. The other is we'll look at the foundation and the paint. You'll see kind of paint levels, and then maybe your mulch has settled a bit or your yard has settled a bit, and you can see that exposed non-painted foundation. So if you have had some of that settling, you want to bring in dirt and things to raise that up so that you have it running as a slope for several inches, going down several inches and away several feet from your foundation. You want everything to run away from your house, and that will help keep your basement dry. The other element is we look at the siding. Is there rotting around the bottom edges, or is the window trim on the outside, has it gotten soft, or has it just been painted over, but you can tell there's some breakdown in the wood trim? now is the time to get on someone's calendar for 2025 to replace the bottom siding boards and then get them painted. And the other thing to help that is to make sure that you don't have any shrubs or grasses that touch the siding, because that's a quick way for critters and water and other things to get to that bottom board. The other is we look at the windows. Are any of them foggy? Does that indicate that there's a broken seal? Some of those can be fixed very easily with just replacing the window panes. If you have questions about that, you can give me a call. The other is the roof. So we look at the roof, we're looking for any missing shingles or if there's any heaving. We look at the gutters. Has there been damage from maybe a fallen tree limb? We had tremendous winds last year. So we look for all of those things. These are the same things that you as a seller and a homeowner can be looking for to remedy. And one of the big things I told someone just this week is that I really want all of my homeowners to focus on maintenance first. The updates are great and buyers love to see something that's been painted with newer colors or great solid surfaces in the counters. But the first thing you have to focus on is maintenance. So if you have not had an HVAC person come out to look at your furnace or your AC in a few years, get on their calendar this year. Get that AC checked in the summer. Have your furnace checked now. Do those things. And then also, if you're in an older home like 1970s and earlier, and you have a big tree in the front yard, if you haven't already, it could serve you well to have a sewer scope to make sure that there hasn't been any breakdown of that sewer line. Yes, it's terribly expensive. If there is a problem to be replaced, you probably know if there's a problem, but it's much better to know what you're dealing with and to work to resolve it now when you're not trying to sell than have a deal fall apart when you are motivated to sell. So these are all things that buyers are looking for, so why not do it for yourselves? So if you have any questions, call Carmen first.